In one of the more drawn-out motorsport legal battles of the modern era, McLaren scored a partial victory in its lawsuit against four-time IndyCar Series champion Alex Palou. The Spaniard initially signed a deal to join their IndyCar team back in 2022, but breached the deal to stay with Chip Ganassi. McLaren initially tried to seek $29 million in damages against Palou, but that number reduced to 20.7 once the hearing started. With the courts awarding McLaren just over $12 million, they won just over half their claimed amount. Palou claimed that McLaren misled him in negotiations, with the team dangling a potential F1 seat in the future, according to him, with McLaren claiming that a multi-million-dollar partnership with NTT eventually collapsed because Palou was promised to be in McLaren's car. McLaren won that part of the judgment alongside bonus money from General Motors for having to replace an A-tier driver in the car as a bonus payment, and the increase in salary they felt they had to pay star Pato O'Ward to ensure his future within the team. However, all of the associated F1 costs that McLaren claimed for, including testing sessions and a sign-in bonus, were thrown out. What do I think? While Palou either had bad advice, was hopelessly naive, or both. By the time he signed the dotted line, Oscar Piastri was already set to join them, even if that was via a legal case of its own via Alpine. The odds of him getting an F1 seat when McLaren had their ideal twin pair of younger, talented drivers was slim to none. Palou's counterclaims were never strong. The best hook he had was Zach deleting WhatsApp conversations regarding the deal, but it was always unlikely to hold up in a court. Despite his partial victory, Zach Brown doesn't exactly come off smelling of roses either. His reaction to losing out on Palou was pretty grim. His replacement, David Malukas, never turned a wheel in Papaya after suffering a training injury to his wrist. His replacement, Teo Pourchaire, was paid just $87,500 to drive in 6 races for the team before he too was replaced with Nolan Siegel, with it being a pretty open secret that his family has paid several $1 million for the privilege. Jack even called the process of re-signing Pato O'Ward one of the most drawn-out negotiations he'd ever had to go through, not exactly a ringing endorsement of last year's championship runner-up and the face of the team. The fact that Zach's continuing to push for the legal costs being covered too is borderline petty, trying to extract as much money out of rival owner Chip Ganassi as possible. Palou was almost always certainly going to lose this case, but given how McLaren's current lineups are built on the foundation of questionable treatment of his peers, even a rare defeat for Palou proves one thing to me at least. It ain't so fun when the rabbit's got the gun. Were you following this case? What did you make of it? Let me know in the comments.